You think Jerry Reinsdorf uses Monarch Money? He's like, too much money on the Bulls, not enough on the White Sox. Let's go ahead and fix that.
Jerry only opens up Monarch Money after the 4 million clears on a play-in game.
It's so accurate.
Just to see it. Just look at it. Look at it.
Yeah. That's funny as hell.
Look at my 4 million.
With that said, I want to talk about this. One of the players that hasn't been talked a lot about this offseason, whether it be future plans, like we haven't really talked about him a lot either. I know he finished the season injured. Ayo Dosunmu. Is Ayo Dosunmu being forgotten as far as the Bulls' future plans? Like when people talk about this team and not like even when they talk about future starters, like Ayo played pretty damn good at the three for a little while there. Are we kind of forgetting Ayo Dosunmu in the role that he could have on this Bulls team next year?
I don't think we're forgetting him. I think, at least me, I'm at a point of understanding kind of who Ayo is, and I don't expect him to be that much more than that. Now, that doesn't mean that's not an important player. I've said on this podcast multiple times, I think Ayo Dosunmu could fill in that Alex Caruso role tremendously. Say what you want about, who won or who lost the trade. Maybe both teams won the trade. The Oklahoma City Thunder are in the NBA Finals right now because Alex Caruso decided to guard Nikola Jokic. What? Hey, bro, like I think people don't realize like
and
how
important well too
that role of a player. Bro, he shot horribly versus Caruso. Like how important that role of a player is. So it's not to say that there's a lack of importance there, and I do think that that's something that I hope to see develop for Ayo. But two things, right? One, how's he going to bounce back from the injury? We haven't had the best of luck here in Chicago with guards bouncing back from injury, although I don't expect Ayo's to be a long-term thing or something that's going to hinder him, for the rest of his career. But I think you need to see that. And on top of that, while that piece is amazing and it does put you over the top, are you at a point where that piece matters as much? That's why we traded Caruso. And you're about to have to pay that piece. Probably, I'm not going to say a lot of money, but a decent paycheck to stick around because he took minimal money on the last deal. You would expect him to come out in this year's contract year and look like everything that I just said. Like I think his mindset is, okay, I got to be the PG off of the bench. Y'all about to get Alex Caruso with his mouth open.
And I think it's not even just the point guard. I think he's going to play shooting guard. He's going to play some small forward. He's actually been better on the wing as far as a productivity point offensively. Playing on the wing defensively, it don't matter. You put him out in the game. Like it started developing that mindset of I'm whoever you need me to guard. Okay, cool. They're gonna have to get by me, and that's what you love to see. That's the Alex Caruso mindset, right? Like, and so I think people forget too. Like much like we talk about with Coby, Ayo's role has changed every year he's been on this team. Initially, his first year, we didn't even know if he was going to get minutes. He expected to be. Heck, Billy Donovan said, I expect him to be in the G League, but they ended up needing him, right? Yeah. The second season, he came in as a starter. That didn't necessarily work out. By the end of that season, he was back on the bench. We had Patrick Beverley in there. His third year, he was starting with Coby White. He moved to the two guard by the end of that season. And then this year, he was kind of all over the place. He played 4 different positions last year. He started at 4 different positions for the Bulls last year. So his role has been all up and down. I think much like Coby, I want to see what Ayo comes into a season with a defined role and then him beginning to stay into that role the majority of the year, because I think he's gonna excel once he's able to focus on one thing. So Ayo is a big part of this. And I think until you find your long-term 3, to me, it's a position battle between Kevin Huerter and Ayo Dosunmu. Now, you may want to have Ayo come off the bench because of his ability to guard multiple and play multiple positions, but Ayo's going to get starting level minutes next year. I have no doubt about that.
Well, I think the conversation is not, Ayo hasn't not gotten starter level minutes since his
about
rookie
10 games into his rookie year. Like,
I was gonna say, like he's always been at starter level minutes, so that's not even a question for me. Even when he was coming off the bench, that's their second year when he ended up getting benched, he was still playing, 25 minutes a game. But I think the thing for me with Ayo and where I see success with him on this team is actually the guy who can be in any role, who doesn't have the defined role, look, we need you to guard Nikola Jokic real quick.
Marcus Smart thrived in that role for years.
And I think that's the thing for me with Ayo, where I see him being more successful, is the defensive versatility. Is, of course, he's got the Captain Carney wingspan, which allows him to guard much bigger people. He's not small. I think people forget he's like 6'6". He's not a small player. Imagine Coby White, but actually having arms. You know what what I mean?
And the thing too that I didn't realize until we like saw him in person that game, like Ayo's built like a tank, bro.
Yeah.
Like
And
he's probably
that's
down
why,
to like 2% body fat. No jokes aside, bro.
But that's why to me it's like I don't look for Ayo. Like those games where Ayo's putting up 20+ points, I love that. Those games where Ayo's being the defensive stopper, I love that. Those don't have to be the same game for Ayo Dosunmu. And that's the part for me where I don't think that Ayo's being forgotten, but that glue guy often is just like, I'll say this. Ayo is like a good left tackle. Good left tackles you don't think about.
That's a really good analogy.
When you're a good left tackle, I don't think about you over there. I know you're doing your job. I only think about you when it's like, yo, did you see Trent Williams get absolutely destroyed by Dominique Robinson on 2 plays? Did y'all see that? That was insane. It's the only time we think about you. So I think we're so comfortable with the role that Ayo Dosunmu can come in and play for the Chicago Bulls that I'm not even worried about where he fits in with this team. He's going to fit in wherever they need him to because that's been his role for 4 years on this team.
Yeah. And that's a good point too. Like you need guys like that on your team. You need people on your squad that just understand their role and they go out and do it. And that has been Ayo Dosunmu. That seems like it's going to continue to be Ayo, and he's gonna be able to do anything. I know this is a controversial take from some, and I don't think. Yeah, listen,
not a bad comment.
That's not bad at all. You think about Dang and what he played.
Guard version of Dang is what he said for the podcast. Listen,
yeah, guard version of Luau Dang, and even Dang played some to it early on in his career. He played 2, 3, and 4
before he grew.
So,
remember that,
bro?
Remember
that was still crazy, bro. That picture, like I remember that summer where that was literally a topic of conversation a whole summer because that picture came out. I forgot who he was working with. And they're like, did Dang grow 2 inches?
Right, bro. Did he go from like 6'6" to 6'10"?
Bro, I don't remember.
Rookie year, bro.
Dang definitely grew after we drafted him. And then I remember people kept trying to make it that Tyrus Thomas did the same thing. And it was like, yeah, he's still shorter than Dang. And he didn't grow any. But no, Ayo's going to have a big role in this team. I think that Ayo and his ability to do whatever the team needs him to do at any given time. That is, his shooting started coming along at the end of the season, and he started off a bit rough. But I think with the shoulder being healed up, we're going to get back to seeing a solid shooting Ayo Dosunmu. But that defense, man, we already know we need perimeter defenders. We don't have any for real on this team.
Yeah, no, and I think that's a role that needs to be brought up. I mean, in theory, we have a bunch of them, but they're all dead.
A bunch? Who's the bunch?
I mean,
it's him and Lonzo.
Lonzo. I would throw. Well, yeah, I guess it is him and Lonzo. I was gonna say I would throw Javon Carter, but he's also dead. I was saying, guys, that's supposed to be what they do.
I mean, that is what he's supposed to do. You're not wrong on that. You're not. Patrick Williams is supposed to be a perimeter defender.
That's what I'm saying, bro. We got a bunch of them.
But then when you look at it, like, bro, looking at Patrick Williams' defensive splits is so bad, bro. Like, when you realize that he gave up almost 70% at the rim and then almost 50% on the how do you give up 50% shooting on the perimeter as a defender? Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm trying not to crap on Patrick Williams every opportunity I get because it's low hanging fruit at this point. We're gonna take a brief break.
Hey, you want to know what the best part about low hanging fruit is? Easy to reach.
We're gonna talk about Zach LaVine surprisingly giving Jim Boylan a little credit right after this.